Let's hear it for everyone you've seen tonight. Thank you, Bob Damaris, KJ the comedian, Tom Baumgartner, and Mark Knudsen. They are funny, am I right? Okay. And now me. I've decided I'm just going to sing tonight. Is that okay with you guys? You. No. Whoever said yes, because I can't. My name is Gordy, and a lot of you, most of you know me, and I am so thrilled and grateful that you came out tonight. Okay? I'm an old guy. I'm in my late 40s. I'm 67. Today is my birthday. Thank you so much. Happy birthday to me. We'll talk more about that later. But I got to tell you, I don't live here anymore. I live out in Tucson, Arizona. And I flew in to, just the other day, I flew into the beautiful Crystal International Airport down there. Are you familiar with it? And we got in, and the runway was closed for road construction. That kind of pissed us off. We wound up landing at Target. So, I don't know if you'll be able to go to the coast. That's not actually true. I actually flew in to Minnesota from Tucson Monday night. I left Tucson, it was 70 degrees. I landed here at Minneapolis International Airport. It was 1 below. What the fuck am I doing? I don't understand this. I got there, I had to rent a car, and I don't know if you've ever rented a car from the airport in Minneapolis, Terminal 1, but it's a long schlep. Schlep is a Jewish word. You're going to learn some Jewish stuff. And I've been meaning to talk to you, Tony. He's one of my former students. He's 65 years old. No, these are great. We'll talk later, but you owe me some detention. That's all I have to say. Anyway, huh? Yeah, my brother. Yeah, look at this guy. He's like the guy from Clockwork Orange. Stand up and show him. That's Tyler. Oh, look, you're bald. Actually, Tyler and I do attend a hair club for men meeting every Thursday. So, welcome. But anyway, you're done, Tyler. Anyway, so I get to the airport and I have to do this long schlep over from Terminal 2 where I landed to Terminal 1 where the car rental place is. And I get there and I check it in, and then you have to go out into the garage and it's dark and it's dank and it's freezing cold. I was wearing shorts and a Hawaiian shirt. I don't know, probably not that bright. And you have to search for the car that's supposed to be yours in this unbelievable, really tight. There's all these cars, and I finally found what I thought was mine, and I'm squeezing in, and I accidentally keyed the car with my nipples. One of them chipped off, for crying out loud. It fell, and it was so dark I couldn't find it. It's still there, so if any of you are at the airport and you happen to come across a nipple, it's probably mine. So, I love living out in Sun City in this retirement community. It is like a summer camp. My mother was 102 years old today. Ironic. She sewed my name in all my Depends undergarments so I wouldn't lose them. They have classes for art and music and dancing. My wife and I took dance classes. We learned all of the cool dances, the cha-cha, the merengue, the hip-hop replacement. It was a great thing. And I've been having some problems with halitosis lately. True. And I've been looking for a specialist that deals with that particular halitosis. So I've been having this issue with halitosis, and I finally, right on campus where we live, found a place that specializes in that. It's called Bad Breath and Beyond. They even have gangs in Sun City. And I know a little bit about gays because I'm a Jewish fella. Any Jews in the room? We have them in here, ladies and gentlemen. And I grew up in North Minneapolis, tough neighborhood. Thank you, North Minneapolis. It's some of my former gang members. I belong to this tough Jewish gang, Bar Mitzvah Boys in the Hood. I don't know if you've heard of us. We were very famous back in the day. We used to do drive-by circumcisions. We were about 90% effective and 10%. Whoops, sorry. That was my gang name. Whoops, Rutman. So I was used to gang activity and so forth, and there's a gang in Sun City. It's comprised of 60 Jewish former accountants. They're called the Iron Poor Bloods. That's funnier than you're making it out to be. I'm going to wait about 10 minutes for you to really laugh. So. And they get together every year in Tucson from people from all over the country for the annual gang audit. So that's kind of a fun thing. I used to go to all the hip new joints. Now, I need a new hip joint. I wanted to be a, thank you for applauding that. That's my doctor. I used to, when I was young, I wanted a BMW, man. Now, just a good BM. First thing in the morning, I don't even have to get out of bed. It doesn't really matter at that point. You get old, you get fat. I've been on diets. I was on Jenny Craig for about an hour. She got pissed. Get off of me, you fat bastard! You're sweating on me for crying out loud. And then my wife, who, did I mention I love my wife? Okay. How long have I been up here? Like an hour? Just gotta check things out. My wife, who, by the way, Sherry and I have been married 41 years. Thank you. Today is our anniversary, and I'm really excited. In fact, she's not here with me. She's back home in the lovely Tucson. I wrote her a little poem that I put to music. And Linda Kirkabel, the singer, you're going to like this because I'm going to play the piano. She's a piano teacher and really good. Most of you don't give a shit. But she came all the way from Edina. Did you have to have a passport to get here? Alright, so this is a song, or it's a little poem. And I hate to bring the room down from the fever pitch to which I have brought it. I'm a romantic. And I love my wife. I mentioned she's the mother of most of my children. You guys just break up into little discussion groups. Does that sound familiar? How's that? All right, here we go. Roses are red, violets are blue. What's for supper? I hope it's not stew. Jews don't like stew. Thank you! I'm a very sad individual up here doing that thing. Anyway, so my wife put me on this science diet. Have you heard of this? It's for dogs? No wonder I haven't lost a goddamn pound, but I pee outside every morning. And this morning, I woke up, I bent all the way down. I could lick my own crotch, and things are good. I'm actually on a diet now. I've lost 30 pounds. I looked in the mirror one day and I said, when did I become Louis Anderson? Oh, thank you, buddy. Let's hear it for this guy. Good friends, this guy. He's really sweet. Anyway, but I was on a diet not too long ago, and it was pretty successful. I lost $1,500, so I thought that was well, that's what happens. You get old, you get fat, and you got to work on it and everything. And you guys don't know anything about that. How can I ask? So, Tony, how old are you?
50.
You're fucking 50? And is this your date here? This guy here is handsome.
Yeah.
I know you're here with your wife. And,
My wife,
and she, I shouldn't ask your age. How much do you weigh? I'm not very good socially. Are you 52?
Yeah.
Wow. And the rest of y'all in that age range?
52.
52. Let's just go around the room.
Tyler's 48.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I asked a simple question and then a goddamn mini-series from the Blaine people. These people are from Blaine. So that explains a lot. So you're 48. I have a hemorrhoid 48 years of age. Start to itch right now. Could you, Tony, please? What was it? What were we talking about?
You were licking your crotch.
Oh, if only. You know? So anyway, that's what happens. Another thing. What are you doing here, sir? I'm not supposed to be photographed. This is my friend Sam Stearns. He's here with Larry and Mo. And I have my friend Bill Laurel videotaping this. 8 years ago, my daughter got married, and 8 years ago today, in fact, and Bill was, we hired him as our videographer. We became very good friends, and 2 years ago I did this room. Again, I rented it out, and Bill videoed it for me. And thinking about this, I'm 67, and I grew up, it means I grew up in the 60s. I'm a child of the 60s, and I'll admit this to you because we're friends and we're bonding. Are we bonding? Are you having fun? Is that okay? I was a dope-smoking, hippie, radical party dude. That's my love child, Moonbeam Goldstein back there. I was a dope-smoking hippie in the 60s, which of course means now I'm a Republican, but that's a whole other story. I'm a very liberal guy. And I did drugs. I'm not proud of it. I did a lot of drugs. Anybody else? Got any? Because I could sure use something. Yeah. Some what? What's that? I knew you were on something, but holy shit. What do you do, Tyler and Tyler, what do you do for a living? Anything?
I'm a
Cabinet maker? Cool. And Tony, what do you do? I know what you do. How about the missus? Do you work?
She works for the state fair, my wife.
For the state fair?
She's,
Frontal puffs.
Is that right?
no, she does the bookkeeping.
Okay, very good. I don't care anymore. I lost it. So anyway, get old. I watch a lot of television. I love TV. I like the old shows. I like the old shows that are on, like Nick at Night and you know, the entertainment and stuff like that. And like the shows, and they're making lots of movies out of them, like Batman and the Brady Bunch. I had a huge crush on the cute one on the Brady Bunch. What was it?
Greg.
Alice was the dog, and Greg was the punchline. So I hated when the audience is funnier than me. Shut the fuck up! I told you. What's that show with the three hot chicks they made movies out of? I was thinking Golden Girls myself. I had a thing for Blanche. Really nice. They're making movies. I read in the paper here in Minneapolis that they're doing a remake of an old Michael Landon. You remember Michael Landon? He was great. He passed away sadly several years ago. They're doing a remake of an old Michael Landon series. They're replacing him, I read, with Richard Simmons. It's called Little Fairy on the Prairie. I'm not sure. And my daughter, not this one. Oh wait, I called them my sisters. But my daughter has turned me on to a lot of the new stuff. Have you seen this new show? It's with Kim Kardashian. It's a new one that she's doing called The Big Ass Theory. Have you seen that one? Another reality show. Reality shows are big. They're coming up. This is about a real movie star, a woman who's probably my age, maybe a little older, maybe younger, I don't know. And she apparently is a lesbian, which is just fine. She's a woman, but the show is going to be about her, and it's going to be done live apparently, going through a sex change operation, going through the transition like that one guy did.
Bruce Jenner.
Thank you. Do you know him? Her?
He was my hero. He still is, I guess.
He is a hero. She's a hero. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Tom.
Grew up with Gordy. Mr. Rutman.
You didn't call me that then, you're not going to be calling me that. Anyway, she's going to be going through the steps every week, you know, a different thing. And right now, it's not totally done, but the working title is Dyke Van Dyke. What's wrong with you people? It was funny. Are there any veterans, any people, military people? Oh yeah, you're friends of mayors. What branch of the military? Air Force? And where did you serve? Where were you stationed?
In South, Connecticut.
Awesome. I got time, pal. I want to hear it.
You did very cold water and animal once.
Again, I hate the audience is funnier than me, but how can you top that? Why? So he was a military guy and you were...
He wanted to, for fun, get the more water, so he wanted to be at the NCO club, not the Officers Club.
Okay.
And I
Didn't
didn't agree with him.
agree with him. A lot of people don't agree with him, but that's another time.
Came into his room and there's this butt hanging out. And, I think like, that's the thing. And he felt better. I felt great.
Well, good for you. God bless you for sticking with You're really the first person I've ever heard that actually had something up Barry Goldwater's ass, except for Barry Goldwater's wife. So I don't know. Good for you. And again, God bless you. Thank you for your service. I think it's great. I'm a Vietnam era guy, and I was stationed in Canada during that war. I just got back Thursday. I didn't know the war was over. Nobody told me. No, actually, I was in the military. I was in the Navy. Well, I was in a Village People cover band for a while. Anyway, so okay, let's see where we can go from here. Oh, talking about military stuff. I have a friend. I've been doing comedy for 30 years. Yeah, today. And, for the last 10 or 12 years, I've had an opening act. I go on the road. I don't do it a lot anymore, but this guy is an amazing young man. He's from Mexico originally, and he came up here, so he's dealing with, you know, whatever issues that are happening now, which is sad. He also happens to be a little person. He's what we used to call a midget or whatever. Again, it doesn't matter. He never complained one way or the other about that. But we found out about 2 weeks ago that he was gay. And again, like in the military, it doesn't matter. You know, what really matters is who's got your back, right? Not who wants to take you from the back. I mean, I'm serious. So this guy doesn't complain, and the whole bit, we found out 2 weeks ago. We didn't know anything about it, but again, I mentioned this several times already. 2 weeks ago, he came out of the cupboard, Now that was fucking funny. You know, laugh gloriously. I'm leaving. This comedy deal, and a lot of you already know this, it's not my real job. I don't do this for a living, thank God. Peter, thank you. Thanks for coming out, Peter. And I usually like to ask the crowd to guess, and if you haven't noticed, heard this, it's okay. I was a high school English and speech teacher in Blaine. 34 years. I've got some students over here that were my students many years ago. Doug and Michelle. I know, I just told. And these people. We had to separate them. They were sitting together, but we had to separate them because they were separate. Blaine is an old Indian word for trailer court, if you want to. Attention Kmart shoppers was last year's prom thing. That'll give you an idea. Last year I taught there. We had a big homecoming slogan writing contest. Tony was the winner with a very inspirational, "Hey, let's beat them guys." Fucking A. The guy misspelled the last two words. He is our class valedictorian and captain of our pull tab team, so that's good. Anyway, getting back to when I do shows and I don't know people in the audience, I ask them to guess. And so this was not that long ago at Bob's Comedy Bunker. Bob is the guy that introduced me, last guy, and I'm going to be there tomorrow night. So if you didn't like me tonight, come heckle me tomorrow. I'll get the same jokes. But anyway, I was there a few weeks ago, I guess. And I said, guess what I do? And this guy way in the back, I said, guess what I do? And he starts to stand up and takes him to, I know what you do. You are, and he's struggling, he says, you're a proctologist. And I said, well, is that what you do, sir? And then, again, it took him 2 minutes. He goes, not professionally. He just does it for fun. I don't know. I didn't turn my back on this son of a bitch the rest of the night, but later on we got to talk. That man turned out to be Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. So when I was younger and we lived here in Minnesota, right by here, right by the theater here, my mother-in-law lived with us for a while. So 3 daughters, mother-in-law, my wife, and my 2 dogs are bitches. So it was, never mind. Anyway, 5 women in my house and me. There were more pads in that house than a hockey locker room, ladies and gentlemen. More periods too, for that matter. I don't know. It was tough. I never knew who I was going to wake up with. And we have some celebrities here in the crowd. I got to mention this. My friend. He doesn't like to talk about this, but he is an international clothes model right here for Fleet Farm. Stand up and show him. The Fleet Farm guy. I like it when they stand up. He's too smart for that, but stand up. Oh, yep, I'm a big fucking dork. Look at me. Look at me do this. Hey, this feels pretty good. Let's all do this. Come on. Come on. I'll do yours. You do mine. Come on. I only have one. Anyway, so I got these 5 women, and so I never know who I'm going to wake up with because there's like 35 personalities back then. And I, the other day, woke up with the Fleet Farm guy here, Peter. Anyway, in order to sort of get out of the house a little bit, I got myself a part-time job many years ago, where we lived right up here on off of 36th and Winnetka. There is a Kotex factory across the street from my house. True story. And I got a job there, part-time job there. And then when we moved to Arizona, I transferred out there. I'm still working out there. And recently, I'm so pleased. I was voted employee of that time of the month. I'm so proud of that. Thank you. And hey, Peter, if you're looking for work, I'm going back Monday. I can put in a plug for you, honestly. I'll pull a few strings. I'll get you a gig, man. I'm not kidding you.